Hello everyone, welcome to Tech HD. In this video, I'm trying to kickstart the pre-sales basics. So in this video, we will start off with what are all the primary and secondary skills required to get into the pre-sales role. So this video will be helpful for people who are planning to start their career into pre-sales, or for people who are planning to shift from other domain to get into a pre-sales role. This can give you what are all the expectations expected out of a pre-sales role. So we'll start off with pre-sales. So this one start with time and resource management. Okay, so this is something a given thing wherein all our activities as part of the pre-sales are bound by some time frame. Say like submission of a proposal, coming up with any questionnaire, getting into a demo. So everything has been bound by a time, and also we need to manage multiple resources to come up with a proposal responses. Say like whenever there is an RFP is released, and as a pre-sales, whenever we need to come up with a proposal, we need to collaborate with multiple internal teams, say like a technical team or a finance team or HR team, or even there would be instances wherein we need to communicate with other partners also, wherein we need to collaborate with other partners to get those information. So this is time and resource management is very important for anyone to get into pre-sales, because this is something a very basic skill and you need to be on top of it. So all the pre-sales I would normally say is like a mini project managers, wherein as a project manager, what we do is whenever we get a project, we will probably drill down into multiple activities, and we have a specific timeline, and we have a specific stakeholder or the owner who will take care of it. Like the same way as a pre-sales, we also need to do the same. We normally follow something as a big plan, wherein we drill down all the activities, and we'll come up with when it is due and who is the owner. So all these activities has to be done by a pre-sales, and this is one of the primary skill that need to be expected from pre-sales guy. And the second one is the problem solving. Yes, so I mean, what I mean by problem solving is the solutioning of our product. So pre-sales is always a combination of technical skills and the sales skills. So I normally say, as a pre-sales, you should own 50% characteristics of a technical guy and a 50% characteristic of a sales guy. So whatever product we are dealing with, we need to understand about the product, about the solution, at least on a very high level. What I mean by high level is we don't want to get into the coding, what are all the configurations, how it is made up of. Rather, we need to understand what are all the business workflows it is getting covered, how the integrations are made, what are all the high level configurations we can make, how it is going to benefit the customer, what is the ROI. So I'm just throwing up some random examples, but rather than knowing the configuration, rather than knowing the backend coding, we need to understand the front end. Say like how it is going to attract the customer, how it is going to solve a specific problem to the customer. Because at the end of the day, whenever there is a company looking out for any IT product or solution, it needs to solve a particular problem the customer is facing. So we need to solve those problems, and we need to showcase how our product is going to solve that particular problem. So this is something for this needs to happen. We need to have a fair understanding of our product, which we are doing a pre-sales about it. So that's it with problem solving. And the third one, and the most important thing I would say, is communication. So we need to have an impeccable communication in all the three areas, starting from writing, speaking, and listening. So listening is again a very important skill to be in a pre-sales, because pre-sales is a part of a customer facing role, wherein most of the time you will be communicating with the customer, and it's very important for us to listen what all the customer is talking about, rather than just giving yarns about our products and solutions and how it is going to benefit. It's important for us to understand from the customer, because in most of the cases, pre-sales are the one who do the preliminary understanding of requirements from the customer, right? So in those cases, listening skill is important, and writing and speaking is equally very important, because as a pre-sales, it's a given thing. We need to prepare so many documents, and we need to speak with the customer day in and day out. So these are all some of the very basic skills expected out of a pre-sales guy, I would say. Yeah. And the fourth one is attention to detail. So what I mean to attention to detail is, as a pre-sales, we normally work on multiple documents, and the most important document I would say is the request for proposal. So anyone who is in the pre-sales can able to relate it to what is request for proposal. So request for proposal document, and in many cases I would say it's a very huge document. It normally comes around 100 pages. Especially for some large implementations, I would say it's very important for us to understand what are the requirements listed in the RFP, and also we need to make sure all the listed requirements are covered in our response. That's most important thing, because going through 100 pages is not an easy thing, and it's important for us to at least highlight and make sure all the requested requirements are covered in the response document. So that's where I mean attention to detail. And also in most of the cases there would be some penalty clause and all listed in the RFPs. So it's important for us to understand those risks, and we need to come up with a mitigation plan on how we are going to address those risks. So those and all needs to be covered in our response, and that's what attention to detail. And the last one and the primary skill is presentation. So presentation again, it's both working on a document, working on a Word document, and making a presentation out of how we are going to make a presentation and how we are going to present it to the customer. So as this is a part of communication skills, wherein you need to have some impeccable writing skills so that you can make a proper response document. And also you should have a very good skills in creating presentations, and also you need to have a very good skills in presenting to the customer, because many people have seen is they can able to create documents but they couldn't able to present it to the clients. So again, it's part of the communication skills, wherein you should have some impeccable speaking skills. Along with, you need to make them, convince them, rather I would say, convince the customer that our product is going to solve a specific problem to them. So those are all part of the presentation skills. So with this, we are done with the primary skills. I will move on to the secondary skills. The first one is analytical. So as a pre-sales, it's not only we will work only on the solutioning part, rather we also work on the commercials part. Say like, for these many users, this is the cost, the hosting cost is this much, and we go through a lot of numbers, we go through a lot of commercials, and we need to compare with multiple, we need to collaborate with multiple team, and we need to get those details, and we need to make sure we are, preparing a proper commercial document out of it without any mistakes, because end of the day, commercials is what the company is going to look into it, and that's what everyone is looking out for. So analytical is what I mean on the commercial skills. And the second one under secondary skills is analysis. So whenever working on a product, it's not something, in most of the cases, it's not the unique product which you are going to deal in that market. There will be at least 5 competitors who is offering a similar solution, and all those companies are targeting the same customer. So it's important for us to do a proper ground research, a proper competitor analysis while submitting a proposal. So for the same customer, all 5 companies may come up with the same product, but it's important for us to how we are going to differentiate it, what is the thing we are going to highlight it, and it's important for us to understand what the competitor will offer, their strengths and weaknesses, and we need to understand our strengths and weaknesses, and we need to do all sorts of things, and we need to make sure that we are going to beat the competition. So there are so many factors involved in it, and we need to come up with what are all the things we are going to target the competitors. So that's it with analysis. And the last one under secondary skills is collaboration. So again, this is a given skill. See, as a pre-sales, it's not a individual role, or it's not an individual team which will work only on the proposal, and we have all the resources and we are not going to speak with anyone. Pre-sales is a collaborative team. So we need to collaborate with multiple teams across the organization, and also, as I said, we may need to collaborate with external partners also to get some specific details. So you need to be extremely collaborative, wherein every day in and day out you may get an opportunity to speak with at least 50 people, both internal organization and external organization. So in simple, I would say probably you may need to be an extrovert, but then it's not like the introverts will not succeed in pre-sales. I have seen few introverts also getting succeeded, but I would say extroverts will have a little more edge than an introverts. Yeah, and the last one I would say is whatever skills you have, keep it simple. So again, you know what I mean by keep it simple is the most important thing in preparing a response document or preparing a presentation or presenting it to a customer or whenever you're customer facing, it's important for a pre-sales guy to reduce jargons. Okay, so you know, you don't want to use a lot of jargons, you don't want to use a lot of terminologies to impress the customer, because you know, again, we are not sitting in an interview. No one is going to select us on how much technical skills you have, how much jargons you speak. Rather, we are presenting it to a customer and we are planning to solve a specific problem for the customer. Say for example, just take an example like we are selling a CRM solution, and for most of the CRM solution, the target audience is the sales managers or country managers of a specific organization. If you go and speak to a sales manager and you are speaking a lot of jargon, something the technical stuff, something like, you know, the front end is made up of React.js, the back end, the database is made up of MongoDB, and is hosted out of Microsoft Azure. It's not a thing they want to understand. Rather, they want to understand how it is going to solve a particular problem. Say like how this workflow is going to happen, how the approval system is going to happen, how a specific gamification or an incentive management is going to happen. So those are all the functionalities they would be looking out for. Rather, they don't want to understand how it is made, where it is posted, how the integrations are going to be made. If you go and tell them this is how the REST APIs work, this is how the integrations, these are all the integration points, they don't want to really understand those things. So it's very important for us to keep it simple. And also one kind request, don't use acronyms in the proposal document. We may think that everyone knows those acronyms, but it's not a thing that everyone or in the same industry, because we are in the IT industry, we know those common acronyms, but whenever we are selling to someone in a manufacturing industry or an oil and gas industry, it's not that they also may know about those abbreviations or acronyms. So it's important for us to make sure give the entire words, probably can put it in a bracket what all those acronyms. So on a whole, keep it simple, keep it in a very simple English, keep it in a very layman English. Okay, so that's it guys. So that's it with today's video. We'll catch up on the next video.